Hello guys and welcome back to, well, the end game, I guess. So, I think about a year has passed. I want to say years passed. I'm not sure when we ended the last session. In any case, a lot of time has passed. I have done a lot of prep work, and this is about as much as I can do, and I will tell you why in a moment. But, let's review the world. So, America has been cleaned up a lot. So, I went to Paraguay shortly after. We finished, and I attacked them. Now, what happened when I attacked Paraguay is that the United States was still guaranteeing all South American nations. So, when I declared war on Paraguay, all the allies declared war on me again. So, I went to war with the allies, and the only real major ally left was like this one chunk of Canada. So Canada died, I've annexed Canada. But what I did find is that I could take over the other allies. And why did I do that? Well, the allies, it turned out, had a crap ton of equipment. I mean, like, they have full navies. I think Britain has like a full 20,000 fleet of planes or something like that. It was crazy what they had. Also, I found America. They live here. This was where they lived. This was all of America. So that's where they were. Now, what happened actually is, shortly after I took over America, they started demanding territory from Vichy France. So all these areas that I thought I would have to take over myself, America demanded it, and now they own Cuba. They got some of their territory back, like they got Puerto Rico, so they do actually have some cores with some manpower. They have still a large navy. I don't think they can really do anything with it, but they can. What they have now is still pretty large, so they have like a force that they can use. So yeah, America has done pretty well. Britain, as you can imagine, lives in like the South Georgia and the Falklands. Like, they live on these islands down here. I've taken over Argentina. Now, what my plan was, I wanted to take over like these coastal South American nations so I could use their navy. I wasn't expecting them to provide much manpower, except maybe enough to sort of safeguard some of their own territory. But they had like massive navies and hopefully a bit of an air force that I could use. So I managed to take over Argentina. I didn't manage to take over Chile. Again, I'll come back to that in a moment. Mexico is still a problem. I'm currently surrounding the Mexican Axis state here. Couldn't take over this independent piece of Canada, and there's no way I'm attacking the like this great East Asian co-prosperity sphere. That's just never gonna happen. So that is the state of play for South America. Most of South America is under my sphere. Like this, look at this. Also, it looks like that Italy took over the Axis. I'm not even joking. Italy, I think, is the leader of the Axis. So that's a thing, because look at that. Also, Iran, not part of the Axis. Not in there. So I, technically, don't even need this army here, which I've got stacked on the border here. But I'll keep them there, just for now. But I don't have to worry about India getting land invaded, at least. So yeah, factions. Here's how it's looking. I own... In terms of landmass, I think we're about the same. Probably. It's pretty close. But yeah. Also, Ireland. I took a chunk of Ireland. Also, yeah, there's a massive task force of Argentinian and Spanish national planes there. Planes of ships there. So that's a thing. I got a chunk there. Nationalist Spain's still doing well. Now, Africa, I'm abandoning Africa because I don't have enough time to reinforce it. So I just didn't have enough time for anything. I mean, there's a lot of troops here, like American forces, that are just completely undermanned. The same with British forces. They put them in Africa. I don't know why. I wish they didn't. But they have. So here we are. Now, why have I come in at this particular point? It's because Italy is going to declare war on me, and I cannot stop it. The only way I can stop it is to probably give up things like Gibraltar, give up all of this without a fight, because they have a focus tree that lets them get cores on this, and then they'll immediately want to declare war and do it. So I don't have a choice, unless I'm willing to give up a lot of my territory. This is gonna go. Now, it wouldn't be a problem. Like, I am willing to fight Italy on all these fronts, but it is a problem because I can't supply New Portugal down here. Why? Because my only ports are in the Mediterranean here, or way over here. And the Italy and Germany will have complete, well, not complete, but will have mostly a naval domination of this. And all my convoys will get sunk, and that means my troops can't get supplied, which means that they're going to get pushed back by the masses of Axis forces in Egypt and in here. It wouldn't have been a problem so much if I had Turkey on side, but I never got that in the peace treaty. If I had Turkey on side, I just wouldn't call them in. I could easily bash Italy back up here, and then even with, like, low supply, I could probably hold the Suez Canal. Unfortunately, yeah, this is where I am. So, in preparation, I have fallen back to the new Portuguese peninsula here. 20 divisions, just in the desert. This is probably on the edge of supply for them. Now, I'm not expecting to hold this part, but I don't think, unless they don't mass charge me with a bajillion infantry, which is what they're going to do, I bet. I'm probably not going to be able to hold this line, but I could probably hold a line further down here. This is just to sort of ball them up initially, so they start taking a lot of attrition damage. In preparation, I have already destroyed the railways, so I have sort of... I've made it harder to supply. Yeah. I was hoping I could, like, destroy the ports itself so they couldn't get supplying directly here, but that's not a thing, apparently. Or at least I don't know how to do that. Anyway, I'm not doing that in any case. I do have the army from Africa heading to India. We are abandoning that. They'll stay in India to guard my manpower reserve. Yeah, New Portugal's on its own, unfortunately. It will be very difficult to supply because they're going to take Suez, which means we've got to supply around the continent. By the way, South Africa is in the Axis. So they'll have to go through all this Axis heavy territory. But yeah, that is the state of play. So, hello, Bucky! Yes, I was doing a lot of prep work. Planes, navies, yeah, you won't know all the sounds. Hello, Greyman, welcome. Right, how many millions do I have under arms? How many? Oh god, how many do I have? In the field, I have about 7 million under arms. I have a lot of people under arms. Also, is Tariel? Hello, welcome. If I'm pronouncing your name wrong, I apologize. That's what I do. Yes, I've got about 7 million under arms, and I'm probably the entire manpower of my alliance. Like, Mexico, I did release Mexico. They have a few troops around, not much. Spain has a few. They have maybe, I think, 70 divisions or something like that. But if possible, I don't want to include them. I don't want to bring them in because what I've done, I've put my men on the border, and in turn, Germany's put their men on the border. And I think more men are going to come on the border, and they cannot supply the men on the border, so they're taking attrition damage. Now, what are my plans then? Oh, I'll show you before that. Yes, I have been working on my navy. We do have a lot from the British, the Americans, and all that. It's one of the few things I did manage to get. So I do have a lot. I wasn't making many subs during the time. I made a crap ton of convoys because I knew I would have to, like, wrestle with the amount of subs they're going to do. So I've got 6,000 convoys in preparation. I do have a massive fleet here. I'm not making naval... I'm basically using the bombers that are left over. I haven't been producing or made a variant of carrier forces. Hopefully I won't need to, at least for now. The mines are still laid for now. I'll probably need to start mining a lot of this. Just to sort of safeguard the initial coastline. Especially here. This needs to be mined. Because I need to ensure that I can at least supply North Africa here. This is going to be important, because if I want to even do any sort of attack in North Africa, I need to maintain what little land I have. This is the closest thing I can probably supply, just across the narrow courseway here. This, I'm just going to have to hope to God that, as I plan, they're going to run out of supply and have to stop the invasion of New Portugal there. Let's see. Air Force. Now, I have tens of thousands of planes. Like, I've got lots of fighter wings. I don't have many of the new modern bombers, or modern fighters. I do have jet fighters. I do have modern naval bombers. I do have modern CAS. I put what I can together. I don't know if I can show it. Am I able to see my own stats? In any case, I have thousands upon thousands of planes. Absolutely thousands of planes that I've deployed all around. Mainly, the bottleneck for me is the actual airports I can go into production. What's my fighter template? My fighter templates... This is my template. It's like 2 cannons, radio navigation, jet engine, things like that. Same with most of these. I've given like basic guns to fight in case they get into an air combat. Most of the time, I'm trying to mass produce planes as opposed to making like the best super plane, because Germany will have a bajillion planes, and I need to at least have somewhere close to that amount to even worry, to even fight them off. Doesn't matter if I have 100 of the best planes out there if Germany's got 10,000 of like mid-sized planes. So again, I've gone with. I tried to keep the production low. I've made a second variant of this. So they got like anti-tank cannons, because I'm going to need ground attack anyway. So that's the Holy Valkyrie number 2. I don't need this. Why is this here? Now, steel. I have worked really hard to become independent from basically having to import a lot of goods. Got this. This gonna be like an entire part on YouTube, which is just me talking about what I've done in preparation. But I have done a lot in preparation. I've become independent with chromium, at least in my current demand. Steel, I can probably keep going. You get a lot of decisions when you own parts of America. Also, Race with the Bomb, I should do that. You can essentially just keep developing like steelworks continuously forever, which is really good. So I've been doing that. I've been expanding like the Ohio Steelworks and just constantly getting more and more. So it's a really good thing I took over America, because I need these resources to fight this. Now, I don't know if they'll ever run out of fuel. I have all the fuel. I have, like, all the oil in the world. But I can't rely on that. Now, what am I doing? Planes, yeah. Planes, I got lots of naval bombers, just, like, here. What is that, 900 bombing in just here. I got thousands of planes across here. I'm trying to guard my own sections. I'm starting to build an air force here. I don't know if it'll work. In fact, what size airport is that? Max? Is that max now, but I'm building it up. Right, I've got 2 options I could do. Oh, in all my games, I imagine this is going to either go one of 2 ways. Either a massive stalemate while you Star Wars battle in the air, or you're going to get rolled. No, it might go well. Very positive. We will steamroll them into oblivion. Exactly, Greyman. You've got the positive attitude. So I did a game recently in Germany. If you want to know how many fighters I had to kill to gain air superiority, in Britain, 1940, 35,000. 35,000 planes. It would be ideal to close exports if you are independent. I can't as my government type. I'm not fascist or communist, so I can't. Unless I'm at war, maybe, I don't know, I think I might have to be fascist or communist to do that. Right. So, one thing I will show you then. This is what my allies have currently got, so I can see their intelligence ledger. They have 9,000 manpower. This is Britain, by the way. They have 9,000 manpower in reserve. Got some fuel. They have no industry at all. In terms of troops, they got 5 divisions. About 43,000 men. That's what Britain can provide. In terms of navy, they have a few light cruisers. Again, I took most of their navy, so I'm not that surprised. In terms of planes, though, they got 22,000 planes. Look at this. They got low. Now, they're not particularly good planes, but the fact that they have some planes is good for me. They got 17,000 at the Spitfire Mark 1. So that's a decent chunk of the Air Force that they can hopefully provide as mine die. What has the United States got? United States, what are you providing me? The United States is providing, let's go to here, they got an industry of 6. They got about a 200k manpower in reserve. They have, I didn't even check the convoys. They don't have many convoys. They got about 31 divisions. A lot of that's going to die, I'm going to be honest, because they're in Africa. They have a surprisingly large navy still around. Pennsylvania class, New York class. They're not particularly well developed, but they do have some planes or ships around, which is good. And like Britain, not nearly as many, but they do have about 6,000 planes that they can supply the military. Argentina, my next ally. Argentina, probably one of the most well-rounded of the allies, it seems. 55 factories, about 1 million men they can call upon, not that many convoys. Troops have only got 3 because they've only recently been redeveloping. They do have 64 ships. Again, they're pretty old, but they're still here, so that's good for me. And about 4,000... No, sorry, about 200 planes. So, really, I'm relying on the Navy, which is why I conquered them. Simply having that army in force will be pretty good for us. Now, Spain, they're the heavy hitter of the ally. They are my Italy. Tons of industry, tons of manpower. Really well developed. Like, they got nearly, 80 infantry. So that's pretty good. They got 81 ships. Again, old, but still, it's there. Planes, I mean, they got a lot. Was that 26,000 planes? Again, old, still there. So it's something. Of course, they probably only make, with Spain, generously, they make up maybe 20% of my forces. Anyway, that is everything, just about. I have been making crap tons of saves. I've done loads of pre-saves as I've tried to, like, warm my way up to here. Let's go and see what's gonna happen. I do have Germany's cipher, which is something. There we go, my steel's back in. So I got plenty of steel. Hopefully it'll translate to going into the convoys. Probably what I should do. Less convoys, just mass do subs. I'll continue making some convoys. But I really need some subs. I've got 6,000 convoys, that should be enough. That should be enough. I'm pretty much making 1 sub a day, otherwise. Now, Italy, as part of the decision, did take the Balearic Isles from us. They just took them. Like, Spain just gave them up. So that happened. I want to retake it. But I've got to get naval supremacy here first. Now, I have one of 2 options I can do to defeat the Axis. One is do a naval invasion of Italy. Now, I'm fairly confident I can get enough naval supremacy here to launch a naval invasion. It'll just depend how well that goes. You know, it could go really crap for me. On the way, mainly. I don't know if I can support my troops before they get, like, bombed by all the subs that they have. But if I take over parts of Italy, I believe they go into a civil war. And if I get Italy in a civil war, that takes out a big chunk of the Axis. Because I think Italy is about on par with me. Like, they got plenty of planes. I think they're the equivalent of me on the field. They're a Portugal. That's not including Germany, which, holy crap, Germany. Holy crap, Germany. Yeah. So, if I could make Italy go into a mass civil war, that would really help me. Otherwise, the other way to do it is I crack the German cipher, I use that, and I use this, shove tons of tanks through here, and I roll them up, take over this entire thing, and I kill everyone here in a massive attack. Now, that's so unlikely. I would need a lot of air superiority, which I'm probably not going to get. But the only way I can really win is on that front or this front, because I can't supply any of the front properly with convoys, given the amount of subs they have. Right, so let's go. That's the only 2 ways of doing it. Otherwise, we're pretty much going to have to hold in, like, a place like Africa. I'm building a few forts here, because I think that gives me, what, a 15... Is it 15%? Yeah, 15% penalty to attacks for each level of fort. So if I can just build, like, crap tons of forts here, in Spanish Africa, it would really help a lot. I probably won't do that many, because I need to build upper fins. But if I can get it up to level 5, certainly. Actually, bring that down by 1, because it was already built. They already have, like, 1 on them anyway. Yeah, so we're doing this because I want to hold this. Because if nothing else, it does draw away a lot of German troops. Now, what have I got? I just got... Oh, yeah, this is, like, the extra division I'm making. Now, do I have commanders for everything? You. Don't have commanders for that. Oh, yeah, the airborne division, that's right. I was going to do, like, a naval invasion down here. I'm not putting much stock in this, so they're pretty much just here to guard Singapore, which has a lot of stuff. So don't worry about that. In fact, I might cancel it and use my airborne troops here to just guard this. Because I don't think this is going to come under attack, but they should probably guard this. Yeah, look at they got loads of planes down here, Christ. But yeah, troops are coming through. The troops from Africa have been redeployed. I think they've given us enough time to actually evacuate, which is good. That was nice of them. So we have evacuated. We are where we need to be. Yeah, we're where we need to be. So every day we get is just building up our stockpiles, building up our planes, building up our forces. It's everything we need. I am making crap tons of troops. I'm making about... Every time I make an infantry division, it's a full-on army block, pretty much. Hello, 10-2. Greetings, oh great Kazi. Do they have a war goal? I think the war goal was like the Suez or something like that. Because, yeah, Italy's got a claim. So, they'll declare war for Suez. Are you not going to attack from Suez? I can't support the infantry down here. I was just explaining this. I can't... Once the war kicks off, I can supply this area for a little bit, but eventually the amount of convoys being sunk just kills my supply down here. So it's impossible to hold Suez, given the amount of, like, territory they have. They can go directly from here, and they have tons of troops from here, and they have shorter supply lines than me. If they have a claim, they still need to justify the war goal, though. They do. But, trust me, I have done this scenario several times trying to figure out a way to do this. I go like a month or two into it. Italy declares war. It used to be in December. It's been pushed back to January, but they will eventually declare war. And then I'm sort of... I'm on it I'm on it at that point. I'm just happy I get a chance to build up my defenses here. There we go. So, Italy's declared war on me. Now, what I'll do... Call in Britain. Call in Argentina. Call in Mexico. Call in America. I'm not calling in Spain. And I'm not calling in Ireland. Ireland is never going to be called in because they'll die instantly. And they can... What is this? They're separating like 20 divisions here or something like that. 30, maybe even 30 divisions. That's great. That's probably better than them fighting in the war. So just having Ireland, they're taking up troops is good for me. Spain will eventually join the war if I need to do this attack here, but otherwise just keeping loads of German troops occupied on the border is good for me. Okay, you guys, you're going to need to start spreading out a bit more. Right, so, Spain has attacked Eastern Mediterranean, naval combat. Right, we're already sinking convoys. I do have a large submarine force myself. Now that I'm at war, where are my mining submarines? You guys. Your job, mine this and this. It's very important that you mine those two areas. I need naval supremacy in case Well, pretty much, yeah, just naval supremacy in general. There we go. Germany has joined. Vichy France has joined. Bulgaria has joined. Yep, there we go. Tons of troops. Now, they will be taking some attrition. Some of the troops. The war has begun. I've lost 500 troops. Italy to Vichy France and Italy. America's going to lose tons of troops. Don't worry about that. America's going to lose tons. As they, like, storm into Africa and things like that. Let them come! Today we fight! Today they die! For Portugal, for the Empire, for the Kazi! Thank you, Grey Man. A brilliant speech. Right, so how does the air war look? They're trying to bomb me, but holy crap, I have tons of planes in the air. Yeah, I've got tons of planes in the air. Here, this is going to be difficult to try and beat them. I do have some jet fighters, so I should hopefully have a fairly decent go of it. Okay, we're bombing some of their convoys where we can. I'm losing convoys. Losing convoys. Losing planes, even. I lost a ton of planes there. Hopefully those are the older models, and not the newer models. So we'll have to keep going and see what we can do. Over here. I did. Right, I got a chance to make more. Right. I'm hoping if I get some close air support in here. Don't need naval strike. If I can get some close air support here, when they attack, I can still sort of hold them off. Okay, yeah. Keep sinking their convoys. Make sure their supplies just as bad as mine. Sink their subs. It's very important we sink their... God, it's important we sink their subs. Need to reduce the amount of subs they have. If I can destroy the immediate amount, it'll be great. Now, they can still get into the Mediterranean, but they'll have to go the long way around if Germany wants to resupply their amount of subs. So every German sub I sink here is good for me. Meanwhile, Argentina is redeploying. That's a good amount of French submarines that's just died there. So yeah, this is what it's all about. Montenegro has joined. What's his convoy? Oh, no, we found the German subs. Now, my planes are pretty damn old, or my ships are pretty damn old, so I'm probably not going to catch up to many of these subs, but even so. World War III begins. What's the air war looking like? Yeah, it's World War V at this point. Air war, I think... We're holding off in the home states, pretty much. We got supremacy here. This is the problem. This is like the major air war just over North Africa. Now, are they attacking in North Africa? They are not. I think me putting forts down has deterred them, which is good. I don't want them to take this area. So I'm going to finish making these forts so I have this area as sort of like this little bottleneck here. Bottleneck? A little thorn in their side. So that's fine. Right, you join this army. Call me the Minister of Propaganda because I dropped these bars. Yes, Greyman, congratulations, you're being promoted. Damn it. Massive French fleet. A massive French fleet operating here. That's not good. That's not good for me. Right. See, the problem is they've got U-boats out in the middle of the North Atlantic attacking my convoys coming in from America. That's really annoying. I could put some air winds here. Yeah, I could. I don't have many naval bombers, but I can put some here. I don't know if it'll help, but I can at least put up some sort of defense here. See, this is the problem. Right, first things first. We have to gain naval supremacy, or at least destroy their capacity to launch this massive U-boat campaign. Meanwhile, we'll do what we can to sink their own supplies. We got level 4 subs, so they're going to be really hard to take out. Right, they've done what I thought they would. Oh god, they called in everybody. They've reached here, almost. Just hoping they keep pouring more troops in. Right, how's my spies doing? So I did lose a spy. I've been trying to make a collaboration government in Germany. Might have needed to do it here, but I'm hoping that, again, I can set off that civil war. Meanwhile, yes, we keep losing bombers. Really, do I need to... See, the amount of bombers I'm losing is a lot. I'm making 2 a day. I could probably get up to quite a high capacity. I could sacrifice Finns elsewhere. But I don't want to. Maybe... Okay, I could probably do without guns, because I could do with more naval bombers. I just need a crap ton more naval bombers. I've already got, what, 56,000 in stock? Yeah, let's reduce that. Naval bombers is where it's at the moment. So making 3 naval bombers a day. God knows I need them. As we slowly sink... Oh, right, that's the thing. There we go. They're here. Right. Army of India. Attack! Take out Mexico. I mean, they're the only, like, foreign in my American side. Have you cleaned up the border gore the border gore called Canada? Somewhat. I've connected up my territories here. There's just the 2 different Canadas. I took out the Allied one. Because the Allies are essentially my puppets now.